Most people believe they'll call for help, but that only works if you have signal. Out here, offshore, deep water, miles from land, your phone becomes useless. No bars, no connection, no way to tell anyone where you are. And that's where people make their biggest mistake. Because survival isn't about staying alive. It's about being found. Every year, people go missing in places where search teams don't even know where to start. Miles of ocean, endless water, no last known location. And without that, search becomes guesswork. Time runs out fast. Not because they didn't survive, but because no one knew where to look. That's why serious offshore crews, pilots, and survival experts carry something most people have never heard of. A personal locator beacon. Not a phone, not a radio, not something that depends on signal. This device connects directly to global rescue satellites. The moment it's activated, it sends your exact GPS location. Not an estimate, not a general area, your exact position. And it doesn't matter where you are. Open ocean, remote wilderness, middle of nowhere. It still works because it doesn't rely on cell towers. It doesn't rely on Wi-Fi. It doesn't rely on luck. It connects to a global system designed for one thing: getting you found. And here's the part most people don't realize. Rescue doesn't fail because people didn't survive. It fails because no one knew where they were. You can float for hours. You can stay alive longer than you think. But if no one can find you, that's when survival ends. This is why experienced people don't rely on hope. They rely on certainty. One signal, one location, one chance to be found. And when everything else fails, that's the only thing that matters. In the vastness of the sea, time becomes a fickle friend. Each moment stretches into eternity for those adrift, lost in its embrace. As the shadows deepen and the sun dips below the horizon, hope can easily fade from view. Yet, with a personal locator beacon firmly in hand, the feeling of helplessness begins to dissipate. That tiny device, often overlooked, holds the promise of salvation in its unassuming exterior. It transforms desperation into possibility, bringing forth a thread of connection to those who stand ready to respond. In the midst of chaos and fear, a single press can turn a dire situation into one filled with hope, setting the stage for rescue. In this realm where darkness dwells, certainty shines a guiding light homeward. As the beacon activates, a pulse of signal cuts through the uncertainty, reaching out into the infinite void. Those with the knowledge know that every second brings them closer to safety, as rescue teams mobilize with the clarity of your exact coordinates. Chilling winds may whip across the water, but the warmth of assurance ignites a fire within. You are no longer just a drifting figure swallowed by the depths. With every flicker of the beacon, the vast ocean transforms from an unforgiving expanse into a defined path, directing those who can help. The feeling of being utterly lost begins to evaporate, replaced by a profound realization. The fight for survival is not just about breathing, it's about being found. In that moment, the connection between man and the powerful network of satellites becomes the lifeline that binds hope to reality, carrying the promise of a new dawn on the horizon. Rescue is no longer an abstract concept, it's a destination illuminated by the glow of your unwavering light. As the rescue teams race against the clock, the stark contrast between survival and being found becomes crystal clear. With each passing moment, the stakes elevate, underscoring the importance of preparedness and the technology designed to ensure safety. In a world where nature's fury can easily erase a person from existence, where silence can swallow cries for help, the beacon stands as a sentinel of hope. It is the thread that binds uncertainty with resolve, reinforcing the knowledge that you are not alone, even in the emptiest of spaces.